Good morning, LinkedIn. It is still morning over here in Bali on the West Coast. East Coast, I think you've just ticked over to lunchtime, but welcome to this video. There's going to be a couple of pieces that I'll be sharing this to really give it the juice that I want to deliver for you guys around the title, Do Narcissists Make More Money? And how integrating your own inner narcissist can help you to make more money and with a whole lot more ease and flow and alignment and with less effort. Now, I work with stress and overwork business owners who want to work less hours and make more money. And I take the angle and the perspective of personal growth. I believe that the most productive thing that we can do for our businesses is to work on ourselves, because our business results and every single result in our life are a reflection of ourself and what's going on in our internal world. The deepest level of truth are our beliefs about who we think we are. And that's the strongest beliefs that life is responding to and reflecting back to you in your universe. This is incredibly important to understand. Life is always giving you everything that you need in order to play out your stories of who you think you are. So if you're in business and you have a shadow part of yourself that is the belief that you're a loser, yes, you'll still be able to produce results. However, it'll be very difficult in terms of you'll need to work your ass off, put in a lot of effort. And then when you get to a level of success, there'll be this fear of being found out, needing to keep things up, needing to always be on, because there's this fear that things will just crash and burn at any moment, because that's the loser. That's what the loser deserves in the mind and the blueprint of that shadow. So life is responding to that and reflecting that back to you. Now, an incredible way to change your results rapidly is to raise your default need, and you do that by changing your identity. Life has, and will always be giving you exactly what you need in terms of external results in order for you to play out the story of who you think you are. You want to raise that base need, change the story of the loser and the identity of the loser to that of a winner, and life has to respond and go, all right, in order for Andrew to play out his identity, beliefs, and story and experience himself as a winner, he's going to need different results in his business, and life is already in the process of reflecting that back to you. So, we're talking about the narcissist here. Now, there is a scale of codependency and narcissism with the behaviors and the traits, and we're all sitting on that scale somewhere or another. So we do have an inner codependent part of ourselves. We do have an inner narcissistic part of ourselves. In a universe where we and you and I are all of it and one and connected, it's actually impossible that you don't have that within you. And if you see codependency in the world, if you see narcissism in the world, you can only see what you already have within. Now, shadow work. I'm not sure if you've heard of shadow work before, but it is incredibly cool. It's just awesome, first and foremost, but it's super powerful as well to create change. So shadows come about from expectations, and I'm just going to speak in generalizations here in terms of boys and men, girls and women. So let's say for boys and men, some expectations are to be strong, powerful, to be a leader, to be fearless, things of that nature. With those as expectations, then being weak, afraid, scared, being a follower, these will get judged in a negative manner and then become shadow parts of ourselves. Weak, pussy, pathetic, incapable, victim, loser, whatever it is. And let's go to women. Let's say the expectation, and girls, is to be soft and graceful and caring and compassionate and things of that nature. But, you know, women have masculine energy in them, and you have drive and things of that nature, of course. Yet, with those are the expectations, then maybe not caring or going after what you want could be a bit cold, a bit heartless, a bit bitchy, you know, a bit too strong, a bit too much for a woman. And then these parts can get cast into the shadow. Now, this isn't the case for every man and woman. It is for a lot. But as I said, I'm speaking in generalizations here. So with these parts of ourselves cast into the shadows and the way that we feel about it, we have hate and shame and guilt around these parts of ourselves. And we fear that the world will treat us in the way in which we are already treating ourselves. and we're not treating these parts of ourselves in a very kind way at all. And so that's why it's like, let's hide this part of myself, because if the world sees this weak, pussy, little bitch, incapable, cold, heartless, manipulative part of myself, then I'm done for. You know, I'll be judged, rejected from the tribe, shamed. And within the mind of the human, rejection from the tribe equals death. Because back in the caveman days, you weren't surviving by yourself. Now, you could live and survive by yourself in this day and age. However, our brain still goes into that fight and flight response. And that's why judgment and rejection can feel so unsafe and scary, even in this century that we're living in. Now, coming to the narcissistic shadows, I know I've faced a lot of these myself, and a lot of my clients have worked through this, and it's helped myself and them to make more money with more ease, without having to work a whole lot harder. And this is the example that I want to share with you. So let's say you're in business right now, or you're in your career and you're wanting that promotion, whatever it is. And you do have a bit of an expectation to be caring, to be of service, to give back. I know I've worn that a lot, being a coach and doing the work that I do. And because that had been the expectation, then the part of myself that was just like this part that wanted to get and go after and take and have more purely just for me, and was more me focused, I really shamed that part as this darker, more narcissistic side of myself that just went after what it wanted. And what happens with shadows and shadow work is that in order to make sure the world didn't see that part of myself, I needed to sabotage my next level of financial business results and success, because otherwise that platform, that level of success could expose this shadow to the world, could expose the selfish prick. You know, I had this expectation of, having to give back, or people then asking for money or asking for things, or then being at a level of just like life and success and consciousness where I didn't buy into the little dramas anymore. And it's like, oh, what? You get to where you want to be, you get to your level of success, and you're too good for us now? And there was the fear that level of success had the potential to expose this more inner narcissistic side of myself that I was trying to hide from the world. And this was a very common one within, or a common theme within my clients as well. So this is the link here. In order to keep that shadow, that narcissist, manipulative, selfish, greedy part of myself from the world, in order to keep it safe from being seen, then the next level of results in my business needed to be sabotaged, because there was the fear that that level of results and that level of success would expose this part of myself to the world, and then bam, judgment, rejection, shame, rejection from the tribe. And what's really cool is that the greedy, selfish, blah, 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 they're just judgments. That's not the truth of this part. And from doing this work, what I've really found in our darker, more narcissistic shadows of ourself is these parts of ourself, they have the grunt. They have the confidence. They back themselves. They don't give a shit what other people are thinking. They go after what they want. Whereas our codependent sides and the lighter shadows, more of the loser, the people pleaser, the pushover, they got heart, they have care, they have compassion, they have that connection, but they don't have the confidence, they don't have the belief in themselves, they don't back themselves, they don't go after what they want because they don't want to be seen as this narcissistic side. The narcissistic side doesn't want to be seen as the pussy. And these two parts are just in conflict and not working together. But when you bring the awareness to both of them and integrate them, I went from, what was it for me? It was like there was the full kind of idiot pushover that cared too much and got taken advantage of, to this manipulative user, and then did the work, integrated the two, and then I decided the new identity of the caring go-getter and everything that means to me. And life needs to respond to that and reflect that back to me with new results in my business. So Interested to hear from you guys. Any insights?